Yeah, welcome to MassMailer demo video. In this demo video, we are going to take a look at how does the email subscription feature work in MassMailer. To start with, how do we enable subscription tracking in MassMailer? It's quite simple. You start to navigate to MassMailer Setup tab, and then Tracking Settings. You can turn on the subscription tracking option. You can enter two fields that's called unsubscribe content HTML and then unsubscribe content text fields, and then click on the Save button. Let's take a quick look at it. So here is MassMailer setup, and then under tracking settings, there's an option here, the subscription tracking. Make sure this is turned on, and then you just enter the HTML body and the text body for the unsubscribe content, and then click on the Save button. And then how do we get started with the existing list and unsubscribes that you already have in your Salesforce system? So by default, all the emails in Salesforce are subscribed to MassMailer. But if you already have some unsubscribed list, there are ways to import them into the SendGrid account that we use behind the scenes to send emails. That way, you could basically have a suppression list, those who have unsubscribed to the emails. Very soon, we're actually going to build UI in MassMailer itself so that you can actually import that list. So the way you do it is you log into SendGrid account, and then under suppressions, something called global unsubscribes. And then here you have manually add recipients option. So you can add up to 500 that are comma separated values. And then that becomes your unsubscribed list to start with. There are two types of unsubscribes. One is called the global unsubscribe. Another one is called group unsubscribe. The difference is that if somebody wants to unsubscribe from all emails, they can do that. And that point in time, that's called global unsubscribe. And if you created email preference groups or unsubscription groups, customer or the end user can actually unsubscribe from one or more subscription groups, and that's called group unsubscribe. You can define the subscription groups right within Salesforce itself under the Setup tab. So once again, quickly, you can go to MassMailer Setup, Email Settings, Unsubscribe Groups, and this is where you can actually enter additional groups. So all you need to do is click on plus, enter your group name, description, make sure that you keep this active, turned on, and then click on this create button. And then that's how you would create it. I'm just going to go delete that empty row. Okay. And in SendGrid, behind the scenes, again, we track everything in SendGrid, as I told you. The unsubscribed groups are also stored right here, what you see, which is similar to what you have in Salesforce. And then anybody who unsubscribes will come here in the suppression list under group unsubscribes. So it's basically under suppressions. Group unsubscribes is where the SendGrid stores all this information. Okay. And then finally, we capture all the suppressions such as global unsubscribes and group unsubscribe in a custom object called suppression list object. If you ever wanted to resubscribe someone, you just have to go delete the particular record in Salesforce, and then they would be resubscribing again to that specific group or to all the emails that you're sending, which is global. Okay. We also reuse the suppression list object to capture the hard bounces and also spam reports. So it's more like a common object for which we pretty much suppress any of the emails that are already in the suppression list record. Okay. So now you want to take a look at it. So it's basically under suppression list. And then you would see the emails that are suppressed into your in your Salesforce instance. For example, this is actually unsubscribe, a global unsubscribe, and these two bounced because those are invalid emails. You can see the bounced reason as well. So this is basically the suppression list object. Now let's take a look at the feature itself and see how the unsubscribe feature really works in MassMailer. So you go to the outreach wizard, enter the campaign name for the next step, select the object, the list view, next step, select your email template, I'm going to change the email subject right there, save this. Next step. In the delivery options, I'm going to select none for email unsubscribe group. You can see the drop down shows up everything, but I'm selecting none. And then I'm going to click next. And then finally, I'm going to go finish it. So this is the subject. You can see that there's a text right here. It says, if you would like to unsubscribe and stop receiving these emails, click here. Let's just go ahead and click and see what happens. So it says unsubscribe successful. So basically, I unsubscribed from the email. And that should appear under the suppression list. And it may take some time. Let's take a look at SendGrid under global unsubscribes. See that the email got captured under global unsubscribes. Let's go refresh this. Sometimes it may take a minute or less. It'll appear as if there is an email address here, co@massmailer.io, and then the event would be unsubscribed. So let's keep refreshing. Okay, so we got this with the unsubscribed event, and that's also stored back onto the respective contact object. So this is the one contact object, and that will also have the suppression list record that is interrelated. It also creates an email status event that is called unsubscribe. Okay, so that's a global unsubscribe. So now that we have this in the suppression list, I'm actually going to go ahead and clear that, meaning I'm going to delete this particular record. So I go to the record and then you would see delete suppression record button. Click that, and then this has to go away from here because I deleted from Salesforce. That's clear now, the global unsubscribes. Okay. Let's take a look at how does the group unsubscribe feature work. Again, go back to the outreach wizard, enter the campaign name, select the object, the list view, select your email template, change the subject, save. Next step, next step, next step. And delivery options, we're going to select one of the unsubscribe groups called newsletter, because we don't want anyone to receive the email who unsubscribed for the newsletter. That's a concept. Next step, finish. Now, you just received this email, and you can see manage email preferences, unsubscribe from the list. Link showed up. Click on this, manage email preferences. Here you can actually unsubscribe from any of the groups. An example, product news and quarterly report, and then save preferences. You can save it so that these two groups you're unsubscribed to. If you want to opt out from all emails, you can always click on this. And now this information should get captured right here in SendGrid under the group unsubscribes. You can see that it just arrived here in this screen. And same thing will appear under MassMailer Suppression list. Again, it may take some time, so you just have to wait and see, and it'll appear as if it's a group unsubscribe, and also it shows the actual group name. So just to show you the kind of an example, the event would be something like group unsubscribe, and then it is an event, and that is related to this particular contact and for this particular outreach, right? And then if you go back to the suppression list here, you get this too, group unsubscribe from product news and quarterly report. Okay, so that's how the group unsubscribe feature work. And again, if you ever wanted to resubscribe someone from a specific group, you can always do that just by clicking on this button called delete suppression record, and then they basically are resubscribed for that group, and then same thing again gets reflected in SendGrid as well. So the product news is gone. So that's how the group unsubscribe feature work in MassMailer. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. And here is our contact information. The phone number is 1-800-297-0991. You can send an email to support@massmailer.io, or you can go to our support portal, support.massmailer.io. If you're interested in the free trial, feel free to go to our website and click on the free trial button, and then just contact us so that we can help you set up our MassMailer too. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching this demo video.